what you see in progress is a General Electric model VCR1012WA01 from 1982. This is a rebadged Hitachi. And I actually restored this a year ago. This was gifted to us by Emerson Colley. However, I pulled it back out and for a demonstration, and at the time I had to replenish my grease supply, so fresh grease on where it needed it. New belts. The loading motor belt is still original. It's actually a pretty thick belt. It just needed cleaned. Original pinch roller. And this has an interesting early form of index search. Has a arm right here, and I have to see how that works because the button, you have program search, off, and memory on the tape counter. So little rough with the paint, but and it's missing the door, but how often do you see one of these? Otherwise it's in pristine shape. So let's plug it in. This uses a incandescent lamp for the tape end sensor. As you can see, it's not dampened, so non-soft eject. That's extended play tape. So that is the loading motor. Head, big brass impedance roller, erase head, tuner, power supply. Didn't need anything electrically done to it. Visual search. Fast forward. Rewind. Eject. It does use a rubber idler. And as you see, the brakes utilize also the rubber tires, so brakes work beautifully. So let's go ahead and get this back together so we can demonstrate it. And here's the back of the unit. Audio and video out. And twin lead for UHF. This is still attached. I was going to pair this with my 1978 General Electric TV. And here's the front of the unit. Fortunately, it has a little bit of wear right here. It's just painted on. And this cover's missing, but otherwise complete. This cover's still in place for speed selection. And I'll get into this, but this has an interesting feature. It does have index search, as I may have mentioned from that little arm in there. But you have to leave this on for it to record the index mark as well. Off and tape counter memory. Tape counter reset. Your eject button. Remote and pause. I do have the original remote for it. I got off eBay. Microphone input. Line level AV inputs. Your tracking. And your TV VCR switch. Power on. Incandescent lamp. Tuner. Okay. And then up here you have a keypad to program it. And the RF modulator switch is here too. Now, to program the time, you're going to press and hold clock, and you have to hold clock the whole time. So let's just say, I think it's 9:08, so today is Friday, so I hit that, Friday, 09, hour, minute, 08, hour, minute, PM, and release. It's set. So, let's begin. Okay. All right. Now this tape here is what I recorded from the last video on the Shintom VCR 650. So it'll be extended play. Tracking in the middle. It looks good. Also here, when I adjust the tracking, you can hear the head adjusting itself. Oh, sorry about this. Being that this has line level inputs in the front, I gotta bring those around to the front. Forward search. And also listen when it spools down when I hit play again. And see, well, here's pause. And frame advance button here. This is just a 2-head unit. Does have slow motion, as you can see here. And it says that's slow, so if I press quick. Oh, wait, no, my bad. Quick is 2x. Cool. And play. Also interesting, when you adjust the tracking, how sensitive it is. Like, watch the image. Notice how it jumps back and forth. That just comes with the territory of early video cassette recorders. And let's see, so quick is 2x. Like so. And you have play. And slow motion. Actually, look how it's actually doing it, though. It's not stepping through it. It just slowed the tape down. So you got some noise bars, of course, but it's kind of doing that, you can see. And as mentioned, all I had to do to get going was mainly the belt on the loading motor slipping. And the only other belt in this is the tape counter belt, which was also changed. The other rubber parts were still good and have been cleaned accordingly. Brakes are fine. This actually has 2 drive motors. It has one for your capstan and an entirely separate motor to drive the reel tables. So there's really only 2 belts in this, the loading motor belt and the tape counter belt. tape counter belt turning completely to goo. Picture quality is also phenomenal on this unit. I don't know the reliability on these Hitachi era decks, but I know after that Hitachi decks had very poor reliability. And it's odd how things started out. Like RCA started out with Panasonic, and then they switched to Hitachi. And then after that, General Electric started off with Hitachi, and then they switched to Panasonic. And that kind of continued through when the Thompson era started. So, don't know what was going on with them there. You'd think once Thompson took over, they would have just went OEM with the same manufacturer, which they did with us. I don't collect the newer ones. They don't interest me at all. For RCA and GE. Oh, I got the volume down pretty low. So yeah, this was the video recorded on the Shintom. This machine does have the remote, but interestingly, when you connect it, it disables the front panel buttons. But let's go ahead and hook it up and display it. And here's the original remote. I got it pretty much extended all the way out here into the dining room. Yeah, it had one of those chemical reactions with the cord. It's been wrapped in one place so long, kind of melted it. So, like from here, I can hit the pause button, unpause, and also I know I should have mentioned it. Separate scan, search, and fast forward and rewind buttons on the machine. Fast forward. And it also does all the other functions: the quick, the slow, and the frame advance. I guess I gotta put that in pause first, then hit frame advance. Yep. And that's kind of hard to see way over here. And also interesting, it has the dub button on the remote too. And I'll go back to play. The channel button, as you can see, is just a single button, but on the unit, it just advances it forward.
Never mind about him, for she grabbed the briefcase.
And
you might have broke on my dime.
The other thing that's odd is it only does special effects in extended play. Any other speed, you can't do video scan, and you can't do any of these either. So now, let's go ahead and hit stop. I'll hit it on the remote. All right, so now we're gonna do an audio dub of this. So now I'm dubbing the audio from the AV inputs, or it could be the microphone or the tuner, over top of the video right here. That's why early 80s VCRs are cool. Now, I'm going to hit stop.
Oh, hi, little boy. You look just like a grown-up businessman.
Here we go.
On him, it seems he's really quite upset.
Oh, poor Niles. Yeah, I feel so bad for him. I wish I could. Did he mention names?
Hey, Spats. Hey, Jackie. Hey,
All right. So now,
I sent your new prescription to the pharmacy. Any idea how much it will cost? I recommend GoodRx.
hit record and play at the same time.
Stop paying too much for your prescriptions. Thanks. Download the free app today.
I mean, I know it's silly, but I have an image, you know, 6'5", 300 pounds. So the thought of getting a hearing aid, I was scared. For the last couple
So
of
we'll
years,
come back to this in a few. I'm also going to do an index mark on the tape.
These big things on their ears. I
So
didn't want
go
to
ahead
be
and
that guy.
flip this
One of the joys
on.
of my life is riding my motorcycle with my wife. If you're not confident.
All right, so this is the test recording, and I did an index mark, so let's stop the tape. Notice it stopped, but not to the beginning of the tape, nor to the beginning of the tape counter. It's going to start where I inserted it, right here.
What have you learned?
The brachians show no sign of infection. The onorans show all the symptoms of a disease, but I can't find a cause.
So this is standard play.
Out by the transporter when it was being deported.
There's no record of it. Then again, the solar flare activity might have caused a malfunction in the biofilters or their monitors.
They're going to
The
die.
linear audio sounds just as good
But my instinct says no.
as it was coming in. So what's happening here is when you push pause, again, I got hooked up to the AV box. It's just, it doesn't even output a signal. It outputs a blank screen. That's why TV switched to nothing. This box shut off. So I can't really demonstrate that. But the front pause, it goes back into that.
We're losing our professional detention.
But if I hit frame advance,
But Captain, I
or
must
slow,
tell you, I am developing
or quick,
a very active dislike for these brachians.
nothing happens. And as well as video scan, there's no video scan functions. It's in standard play, it's strictly pause
I can't do that.
with a blank screen or that. That's all you get.
The Americans claim it belongs to them. They lie. That may be so, but it is not my
As you can see,
decision.
really good picture quality.
Now, I don't care if it's
Now,
a decision. Get us something.
I'm gonna press stop,
Very
switch it
appropriate
to
substance.
off,
We've improved
and then we'll
our
just go
distillation
rewind.
process over the years.
In my grandfather's day, the same amount of Felicium would have filled 5 rooms this size.
But now with our improved processes, this one barrel contains over 4 billion. I got held up by Niles this morning.
Paying too much for your prescriptions.
The only thing bad about
Download the free
not
app
doing a
today.
bulky race on the tape is that
I mean, I know
keeps
it's silly,
happening.
but I have an image, you know, 6'5", 300 pounds.
Now you remember
so the
this.
thought of getting a hearing aid, I was
And we'll
I was
just
scared.
turn up the
For last
audio
couple of
bit.
years, I've been having
This TV
real
has a
hearing
hi-fi
loss. All I knew
sound
from the
in it.
past was seeing folks with these big things on their ears. So I didn't want to be that guy.
With
One of the
pretty
joys
low
of
end
my
bass,
life
surprisingly.
is riding my motorcycle with my wife. If you're not confident riding a motorcycle, you could get in trouble. I'd always have to turn so I could hear better. That was bad, and I just kept
I'm just gonna
fighting
take it up to the part where
Looked
I
lively.
stop the
Did a
tape
hearing test on
and
the computer. When they
did the
sent them
index
in the
mark.
mail, they were already set up for me. The whole process was so simple. Right away, Lively started working. My confidence is 100% boosted. It's night and day. This little thing right here has made me whole again.
A test in minutes. Hearing aids in days. Better hearing in no time. Get started today at listenlively.com.
This thing works, you know? I can hear again. You find us well, I trust.
As far as I can tell, your physiology is somewhat different than I've ever encountered, but I detect no dangerous virus or bacteria. I assure you, we're in perfect health.
But we are not.
you remember on the tape counter, it was right around 22 on here.
Enough!
Of course.
In private?
Yep, right there.
Not right now. Captain.
So that's where I put the index mark. And like I said, you can do it from forward or reverse. So let's just do this for fun. We'll rewind the tape to the beginning. Then we'll put it back on program search, hit fast forward. See, it found the first one at the very beginning. We don't want that. Hit it again, and it should stop right around where. Yep, stopped right there. Go back into play mode. Now back to that again. And now to play a period correct movie on this from 1982. Chunk.
He wanted to destroy everything. I've learned this much. Take what you can, when you can. Then you've learned nothing.
Friends, tonight we journey to Thorn Valley. We will leave no tracks. No evidence that the rats of Nim ever existed. Come.
And a rewind. Yep, brakes are good. So there you go, the demonstration of the 1982 General Electric top-loading VCR, OEMed by Hitachi. Thanks for watching, and hit like and subscribe.